Hello, I'm Eric Sondheimer of the Los Angeles Times,
And I'm Randy Rosenbloom, a sportscaster here in Los Angeles.
and this is episode 10 of Friday Night Live, where we debate and discuss high school football in Southern California, even though it's not supposed to start until January. Tonight, we have another great guest, Joe McNab, the first-year coach at Sherman Oaks Notre Dame. He spent 39 years as an assistant coach. I've never heard of that, Randy. You're apprenticing for 39 years.
Yeah, it's exercising patience, no question about it. And you got to give Joe a lot of credit. He was there, working with Kevin Rooney for so many years, the 39 years. He's a gifted coach, a defensive coach, and it'll be interesting to see how his Notre Dame Knights play this upcoming year. Hopefully we'll have that season starting in January.
First up, Randy, let's talk about some top linebackers for the coming season. Easton Mascarenas from Mission Viejo is really an outstanding hitter. He can go sideline to sideline. His mom named him after the bat Easton because she was an outstanding softball player at Arizona, hit 25 home runs in the season, and he hits players like his mom hits softballs.
You're not kidding. In fact, that's the label on Easton, the fact that he can run sideline to sideline, the fact that he's one of the country's biggest hitters. When you're on the football field and you're playing offense, you know about Easton Mascarenas because he's going to come after you. And again, you love the fact that he has a great motor. And the combination with all these football players we're going to talk about tonight, these linebackers, they all have a great motor and they all can run.
Another linebacker is Jonathan Flo of Upland. His brother Justin was the outstanding linebacker in California last season at Upland. Now at Oregon, Jonathan loves to rush the passer, and I think he's going to make his own reputation of excellence this coming season.
I don't think there's any question that Jonathan's a guy that can run off the edge from his linebacking position and get to the quarterback. He's another guy that plays with force and speed. You love his passion. You love his motor as well. We're going to almost sound repetitive with these linebackers because they have the same trait. And he's a tough guy. And Flo will get it done. He will have a big year.
I mean, there's three other linebackers who I'm going to allow you to introduce because I do not want to butcher their name, and you're supposedly a professional broadcaster. So go ahead.
I hope I am, Eric. Yes, I believe that I am a professional broadcaster. We'll start with Devin Aupu'u. Now, Aupu'u is at Pacific High School in Oxnard. And what I love about him, and I know you've seen him play, 6'5", he's lanky, he's obviously tall, and he has room to put weight on. And again, he's another guy that can run well, so you have this big frame in front of you. He could be a defensive lineman by the time he gets to UCLA. But right now, he's a solid linebacker, and I love his frame.
I saw him last season several times for Pacifica out in Oxnard, just an all-around athlete who's going to get better and better and be a big-time recruit for UCLA.
Here's my favorite name. I want to look down because it's Tuafe Tuihalamaka. Tuihalamaka plays for Alameda. He's compact, 6'2", about 225 pounds. He's a force. He's a bull. He plays with passion. He has a motor. He's a rugged performer. He's committed to USC. And for the Trojans to get him, that's a real plus because he plays angry, and you love that in a linebacker.
He's only a junior. And you made him to be so mean, Randy. I don't even want to go out there. He might come up to the press box and tackle me.
He probably would, Eric, and he'd probably get you right in a spot that would knock you right out of the press box. And the last one is TJ Patu. He's from La Habra. He's an outstanding linebacker as well.
And look who's joined us straight from the practice field, Joe McNab, the first-year coach from Sherman Oaks Notre Dame. You look like you're coaching track right now instead of football, Joe.
I do both, actually. I do track after football practice, so it's a long day.
Unbelievable. You got 10 CIF titles in track. But the first question for you, Joe, you spent 39 years as an assistant coach and defensive corner. There's nobody that spends 39 years as an assistant coach. They don't have the ego to deal with that. So what's the secret to letting Kevin Rooney be the head coach for 39 years?
I'm patient. How's that? No, I mean, I enjoyed working with Kevin. He was great to work with. To me, obviously, he was a great coach. I think he's 7th on the all-time California win list with 316 wins. I thought we worked well together. I mean, he let me do the defense. I mean, I've been the head track coach. It wasn't like I wasn't the head coach, but it wasn't like he did the offense, and I mean, I ran everything by him on defense, whatever he wanted, but we usually were on the same page.
It's really about liking each other, getting along, being a family, and you not having a big ego, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I hope I don't have a big ego. I just, I think it was my Catholic school upbringing where you did what you said or you got beat up by nuns. I mean, I was in Catholic school since the first grade, including college and graduate school. So I just sort of did what I did. I enjoyed working with Kevin. I enjoyed teaching at Notre Dame. I mean, originally I planned, I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from South San Francisco. So I just thought I'd live in LA for about 5 years and move back to the Bay Area and hopefully go coach at my alma mater, Sarah High School in San Mateo. But, I liked it down here. I like Kevin. And every year I thought I'd leave, but I've never left. So, and my wife's a stunt woman, so it makes it hard to leave. So.
And we'll talk about Neeser probably as we go through this interview. Coach, congratulations on taking over the head spot there. But
Thanks.
What I want to know, first and foremost, how are the Knights going to be different under Joe McNab from Kevin Rooney? How are you different from Kevin?
Well, we were like the yin and the yang. I mean, Kevin was extremely patient, and I'm not quite as mature. In fact, I've been voted the most immature person in my house since my kids started taking that vote when my youngest was 6, and I still am. I mean, Coach Braswell, Duran is doing the offense, and I don't interfere with it. I mean, we'll be more open, I believe. I stay out of it. If I was doing the offense, we'd be in 2 tight ends and 3 backs to shorten the games, but I'm not. So I just stay where I'm supposed to stay, and I think we'll be different. I think we'll be good. We have a lot of good players. We're big. Got some fast kids, so hopefully we play. That's the number one thing.
One plus for you guys is Cooper Meek is back as a quarterback. He injured himself early last season and was out, had knee surgery. He's had some extra time to get back. Can you tell us how he's doing and what your thoughts are about him?
Cooper is looking really good. He's bigger. But he's faster. He weighs about 210 pounds now. He's 6'3". He's running well. He's got command of the offense. He's a great leader. And I think we were hurt when he got injured last year. I mean, when he was a starter as a sophomore, we were 9-2. He's a great kid. He's looking good. I think the extra time that we've had because of the COVID crisis has benefited Cooper. So I'm happy for him that way. I don't know if I'm happy that we have a COVID crisis, but for Cooper, it's good. And I think he'll be ready to rock when we start in December with real football practice.
Coach, obviously you were the defensive coordinator. You're a defensive guy. Defenses win championships, but offenses sell tickets. So what about the offense? And you just talk about the parts that are going to start to put it together is going to excite your fan base. What are you going to do offensively that's exciting people?
Well, against my better judgment, I think we're going to throw a little more, which, I mean, it attracts kids. It keeps people in the stands and stuff. I think we sort of run a multiple dynamic spread offense. I mean, we have a lot of different things in that are simple for us, but hopefully complex for our opponents. I'll see after our first game against West Ranch. But, I think we'll be exciting, and we got some good playmakers, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting a little antsy the closer we get to December. I mean, it's almost already November. We're going to go till Thanksgiving week and give them the Thanksgiving week off, and then really we're in football full mode until hopefully our season gets going on the 8th of January.
Right. It's still a question mark. In LA County, they have not given approval for tackling and blocking and all that stuff. You basically have been doing workouts by cleaning balls, cleaning equipment. How are the kids handling that? I assume that they're excited just to be out there.
They're super excited to be out with each other. I mean, it's good to get out of the house. I think our plan has been good. We've been doing a good job of keeping our social distance and stuff. Like when we hit the sled, each guy has their own garbage bag, so they just put it on, put it off. we did buy 30 rubber footballs. It reminded me of the playground back at Monte de la Rosa where I thought I was a quarterback. I could throw that ball pretty good. So the catch when we spray it down, so we're not wrecking our good footballs. We got a bunch of those sprayers now too, so it's a couple coaches have it, so it goes a little faster and we get things done like that. But like we went for 6 weeks doing the same stuff, so we gave them a week off to regenerate, and we came back again on Monday, and they seemed really excited about it.
Now, I hear you're the king of the one-liners. Now, do you coach with comedy with your players? And is it tough to have a comical time during COVID?
No, I mean, I'm spontaneous with my jokes. They've been getting better. I'm trying to be more conscious of what I say to kids. But I still have some zingers in there. I mean, I like interacting with kids. I like joking around. When it comes time to be serious, we're serious. But I don't think, as a football coach or just a teacher in general, you need to be, stern and stuff. I think you can have a good time.
Well, I know why you're not serious, because your wife, Neezer McNab, is very serious. I would not want to get on her bad side. She's the president of the city section. And as you said, she used to do some Hollywood stunts. And would you agree that she's the tough one in the family?
Oh, by far. I think I rank in my family 4th after my wife. She's the toughest for sure. Then my 2 kids and then me. But I mean, I used to watch her do stunts, but I watched her one time got dropped on a wire 11 stories she got to get thrown through a window and dropped. And that was the last one I watched. I watched her get kicked out of helicopters and fall into the ocean, get hit by cars. Every time she did the craziest stunts, she was pregnant with our kids, so maybe that's why they turned out like they did or something. But
football players, of course.
Yeah, they football, play baseball here. I'm glad they play 2 sports. I think it's good when kids do more than just focus on one thing. I don't think it hurt them in either one. They did good in both. They both played in college, so it was a good thing. Yeah, but she's tough. I mean, she's also the dean of, or not the dean, the vice principal of discipline too. That's her job. That's a tough job.
High school. She tried to hire you to coach, but you didn't want to go to Taft, right?
No. I mean, I love my wife, but I don't know if we could work together like that close. I mean, I think she likes when I get home late from practice. So no, I don't think that would be I mean, it's a good, loving marriage relationship. I don't know if we could work together though. I think we're both.
Save him, Randy, with a question here.
I got a good one for him. I hear your driving is iffy at best because you had a famous on-campus car accident with your head coach at the time, Kevin Rooney. Is that true?
Well, it was an accident. We were leaving after Mass to go to our pregame meal. And I think that was why we don't leave campus for pregame meals anymore. But actually, he ran into my car.
Okay.
Is the way I saw it. And I think he saw it the other way.
Now, did you call the police? Did they come out and exchange things? Any of that stuff?
Yeah, I called the police, and I thought I had whiplash, so I wore a neck brace for a week. But I tried to get workman's comp, but no one went for it, so I just said, whatever. I didn't.
How are you going to be in your wonderful league that includes Alameda, Bishop Ahmad, and Sarah, and this season Cathedral and Loyola? Those are big-time teams that hopefully you'll get to play against, but you're going to be the head coach. The fans are going to blame you if you lose. So are you ready for that?
Am I ready to be? Well, I don't plan on losing, so. I mean,
Got to be exciting. Those are great teams to face.
No, it's good. I mean, Chaminad's going to be awesome. I think the whole league is good. Everyone in the league is good. I think obviously one of the best leagues in the state of California, obviously the Trinity League, but I think we're the next best league in the state. And I think every team is well coached and they all have good players. So I guess it's who prepares the best and
Right.
is focused the day we play. But
Just ask one final question here, Randy, and to Joe, and that is, how do you keep your kids positive? You know, we've been hearing stories that mentally kids are being challenged throughout the city. They want to play, but we don't really have a complete answer when this is going to happen. They're worried. I'm worried as a writer. There may not be a football season. I want to see one, but how do you keep everybody positive and giving them while also being truthful?
I mean, that is a challenge, Eric, but like we are real positive at practice about it. I mean, we are telling the truth that we are preparing as if the season will be here and go on as it's supposed to be, but you know, we're not sure. But you know, our practices are short and sweet and crisp, and we rotate a lot, so there's not a lot of downtime. You know, and I tell them, you know, what we did for the seniors is we had a combine. We sent film out to colleges for them. We're going to film them doing drills so the colleges can see. Because we have a lot of good players that need film, you know, and that's the best we can do for them, for the seniors. I mean, I really feel bad for the seniors. You know, I felt bad for like last year in track for like Quentin Lyons and stuff, but we are planning on playing and we are working towards it, but we are telling the truth that it's not a definite at this point. But for us, you know, we're thinking it's full speed ahead, and hopefully we'll get things done.
Joe, I got one question for you. I mean, you waited 39 years. That's a long time. Now you're the head coach. How long do you really want to do this for? I mean, Kevin Rooney retired. Why didn't you retire?
I mean, I know I'm old. I don't feel old. Like I said, I'm immature. You know, I'm going to do it for a few more years. You know, I don't, like, to me, I mean, I really enjoy coaching. I mean, I've coached year round since I got here in 1981. I mean, I've coached football and coached track, and then it's summer football, and then football starts again, and we start track in January. So I'm always doing something. When COVID first hit, you know, I was sort of out of sync because I wasn't really doing much. I'm teaching PE on Zoom class or on Zoom. That didn't go well for everyone involved, including me. But, you know, I still think I have more to give to kids. You know, for a few more years, I think I can do it. Right now, though, I'll be honest, it's sort of hard because we have some really good track kids, you know, and they want to do stuff too. So, you know, 3 days a week after football, we go from 6 to 8 with the track kids. So I'm pretty tired, but I figure, you know, I'll be able to deal with it. Next year, hopefully things are back to normal, so we'll get things done.
Well, let me just say, Coach McNab, you have been just so important to the school, and now you're the head coach in football, and I think people are going to get to see another version of you that they usually have gotten to see in track, and I think everybody at Notre Dame will be very happy because you do a great job in track, and they will soon know how good of a football coach you are.
I appreciate it. Oh, back to Randy's question. I got like 15 state or CIF rings. My goal is to fill up my little case that's in my office. So if we do really good, it could be quick.
Right.
Well, if you do bad, just get a smaller case.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I could cut out the last row. It'll look good.
Right.
Good point.
Your former assistant coach, Jeff Kramer, you coached for 30 years.
Oh, God. Yes.
He did you very well, and that's a whole nother story. The two of you are polar opposites in politics. Somehow you worked together for 34 years. I have no idea how you pulled that one. That's even a bigger accomplishment.
I think that might be the biggest accomplishment in my life. Even bigger than landing my wife is getting along with Kramer for 34 years. In fact, I talked to him yesterday, and it was a very civil conversation.
Amazing. We need to make you guys president and vice president. He'll be the vice president, however.
Yeah. I could not.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and let's all hope for football to begin in December.
I need you to be able to write about stuff, both you guys. I need you guys to broadcast some games.
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Take
Thanks,
care.
Eric. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it.
finally, Randy, it was a tough week for me and a tough week for a lot of people in Southern California after the death on Wednesday morning of St. Francis coach Jim Bonds at age 51. I covered him when he was at Hart High School in 1986, at UCLA. Then he became an assistant coach at St. Francis, then head coach at Alameda. Spent 20 years at St. Francis. Just the greatest individual as a coach, as a person, as a motivator, as an inspiration for kids. I enjoyed talking to him. I was friends with him. I talked with him as a sports writer. And it was very tough for me. I mean, we are going to miss him so much. But fortunately, he was at peace with himself. They took him to UCLA Medical Center for one last attempt at trying to cure his cancer. It didn't work, and I just feel very bad about it. But I'm just going to try and celebrate all the positive things about Jim Bonds.
Well, he leaves behind a wonderful legacy. His St. Francis football teams were always well prepared, always performed at a very high level. When I covered a couple of games at St. Francis, he was very generous with his time with me. He showed me his beautiful office and televisions that he had in there where he was watching a lot of games, and offered food and offered great information insight into his St. Francis football team. And I actually called a lot of games with his brother Tommy Bonds when he was the starting quarterback at Cal Lutheran many years ago. It's just a great family, and it's really sad when you take a look at the fact that he passed away at 51. That's way too young. But I think we can take some solace in the fact that he had a jam-packed 51 years that was very, very influential to a lot of young men in Southern California.
Yes. Well, thanks a lot, Randy, for joining us again this week, and we'll see everybody next week for Friday Night Live.
Stay well, Eric.